Coach, obviously, Grayson getting that deal. For you as a coach to see them come in and play the way he's played and then to get the payoff, not literally, but you know what I mean, have that kind of contract. What's it mean for this team to see him get that?
Well, for me, first I want to just congratulate Grayson and Morgan. It's well deserved. This is what you want in this profession. We're all competing for championships, but the relationship element, the people element, to be a leader of men trying to make a career for themselves and trying to advance their careers, and see those moments where they get the reward. That's rewarding for me. To be someone that had a role in it in terms of believing in him and putting him in position to earn this deal. Something that I'm proud of, and too bad for them.
Another thing I had just to follow up on that was there were other guys that were, when you're thinking about a fifth starter, of other names that were out there. What ultimately led you to going with him as a fifth starter?
He went out and grabbed it. He went out and grabbed the opportunity. Obviously, with the way he played, just coming in, knowing his skill set, put him in position, to be the leading candidate for it. But then when we started watching him play in the summer and how he fit with our group, it was a very easy choice.
Frank, what does it also mean to you that you just have the buy-in from Grayson Allen and wanting to be here and build with this team?
Yeah, that's what Matterspiel is building here. We want to be the gold standard of the NBA, a destination city, a destination franchise. Obviously, Phoenix is a great area because of the weather, and it's a great area and everything. But we want to be the franchise from ownership on down that people want to be a part of. Grayson want to be back. Speaks to that.
When it comes to his skill set, what is it that makes him fit so well with what you guys do here?
He's our scrappiest player to start with, but he's also one of our most skilled players. So it's a great combination. When you have toughness and you have, to me, you want guys, in your program that are two-way players and that have offensive versatility. You guys can play with the basketball, and you guys can play off the basketball, and he represents that as well.
Coach, when you look at the Timberwolves, obviously you've had teams with dual bigs before. What are some things that you're trying to do in terms of making those guys work and kind of capitalizing on the cross matches with the four shooters?
Yeah, there's contrasting styles. They're involved. I've been involved in a lot of these battles on the other side with two bigs. But I think with Cat's ability to shoot the basketball and Nasri's ability to shoot the basketball, they're not compromised with spacing. The way some of my teams were over the years. So they have the offensive firepower of the rest of the league in terms of having three-point shooting, but the size defensively, put a lot of bodies at the rim and make it hard to score at the rim.
When you look at Rudy Gobert, how important is it to set those screens much higher so that you can kind of have more space to work with against that draw?
Yeah, it's not so much about how high, you just got to screen bodies. You got to get bodies on bodies, and you got to free up our guys.
Frank, Brad got off to kind of a rough start with the injuries, and it seemed like he was trying to find his place here. Does anything stand out to you from where he was to where he is now, playing his best basketball of the season, just that journey that he's been on?
I just think the journey, that's the word. It's been a one-season journey from trying to figure it out, have an idea of what it was going to look like, and then not getting the opportunity right away to work through all the the early kinks of the fit. And the whole first half of the season, it was either out or trying to get back. And that was a challenge for him. It was a challenge for me, quite frankly, and for our whole group. To just try to find that right symmetry. But hopefully, we're in a position now where we figured a lot of it out. And I think it still has another level to reach in terms of the balance and everything. But the way he played his final two games, speak highly of how far we have come in terms of that integration.
When you say challenge for you, do you mean just like where he fit best?
Yes. Yeah, and just getting, even if all three of those guys played 82 games, they're all three used to being high usage guys, and to have two other guys on the floor that are not only also high usage guys, but have in the absence of one guy that's just his specific purpose is to throw that guy the ball. That's having the absence of that has been one of the challenges. I think it's more about it's less about those guys, playmaking and playing point guard, and more about not having that guy out there that they're used to having out there, setting them up.
Coach, when you look at obviously Kevin going to BYU, just a two-parter. One, what has he contributed to the staff this year? And two, what does it mean for him to stay, considering that you're a college coach? There's a lot that you got to do right away.
Yeah, we're thrilled that he's going to be with us through the duration. He's going to help us compete for this championship, and he's in the fight. He's committed to that, so we're thrilled about that. And he's done a great job, with me. I think the Suns fans have to appreciate his contributions, obviously beyond this year. With their finals run and the teams they've had here the last 4 or 5 years that he's been here, he's had a big factor in this franchise's success, and he was great for me. Has been great for me throughout the course of this year. Having relationships with some of the players in house, and some of the corporate knowledge of the organization. I think all of that stuff is valuable. Whoever you have, it was Miles Simon for me in LA. The one holdover from the previous staff. Those guys are invaluable in the transition. KY has become a really close friend. I'm super happy for him. They are beyond lucky to have him at BYU, and he's going to do a great job.
You being a Kentucky fan is kind of a coincidence with him replacing the guy who's going to Kentucky, right?
This whole carousel started with another good friend of mine, Andy Enfield, leaving USC. Someone I worked with way back in Boston. I live a mile from in Manhattan Beach. He's a good friend of mine, and then he leaves USC, and that led to Kevin Young leaving. After five other jobs getting filled, like Andy Enfield caused this whole thing.
Another question, Coach, is the player rotation strength in the postseason? And there's role players that are catalysts that help you guys, with the outcomes of the game. So, what does Nikhil Alexander Walker do to present problems for your matchups in the previous 3 games against the Timberwolves?
Yeah, they have. I don't think that's what.
And Naz Reid too.
I don't think people are talking enough about their supporting staff, supporting players.
Yeah.
That they have, the role players are elite. And it's something we take pride in too. We feel good about our guys too. But McDaniels, Walker Alexander, Naz Reid, all of those guys, are tenacious defensively. They shoot the three when double teams come, and they're as big a part of that team's success as their star players.
How do you prepare the team for the level of physicality to increase the playoff intensity? How would you describe what that means?
I would say the last 10 games of our season has prepared us for that. We've gotten our tails kicked a few times, quite frankly, and there's been lessons learned in those types of situations that I think have helped strengthen us. I think we showed more offensive toughness the final 3 games of the year than we had in some of the prior games, and so hopefully that stretch took care of that.
After the second win over Minnesota, you were very complimentary about the gap integrity. Defensively, it was great in the third game as well. What's the key to keeping that consistent over the course of a full playoff season when you're trying to win with a player like him?
Yeah, I think we all understand the threat that he carries, what kind of player he is. But it's not just about Ant. The gaps are about whoever has the ball. If Cat and Nas or Conley or any of those guys are looking to attack the paint, we want to have a heavy gap presence, and then when the ball moves, we want to fire out of that and contest threes or prevent threes, so it's just part of being a connected, multiple effort defense, that hopefully we're much stronger with those habits today than we were at the beginning of the season.
To your point, what's the challenge with 2 bigs like Cat and Reed that can shoot the three at 40%, but then they can go around closeouts too?
Yeah, they're great drivers. That's something we are talking about a lot is their ability to put the ball on the floor and the power that they have with how they drive the basketball is a challenge. So again, gap activity, low man help, doing it as a team.
Coach, obviously no stranger to the playoffs. Every year when those come around for you personally, if anything, does anything change in your personal process on a day-to-day basis, a week-to-week basis?
Oh yeah, it changes a lot. The level of detail is frustrating coaching in any 2-game season with all the things you want to do, that you can't do over the course of a marathon from a workload standpoint, from a detailed game to game standpoint. If you're changing so much on a game to game basis over the course of an 82 game season, it's not going to be done at a high level. But you can expect to make those types of detailed adjustments or game plan schemes over the course of a 2-week one opponent playoff series. So it is a time of year that I enjoy.
I think the deadline for all NBA voting submissions is this evening. Just want to get your thoughts on the case for KD and Book.
First team. I don't think I have to say anything more than that. Am I getting a vote here? First team all NBA, both those guys.
Thanks, Coach.
You might influence.